I don't know whether India is right there or who's right there. For the simple reason that if you read the latest statistics about India, in fact, about a couple of months there was this dispute which went right up to the Supreme Court of India, that the Planning Commission of India had miscalculated deliberately the population living below the poverty line. And then when the issue was taken to the Supreme Court, that's where the Planning Commission admitted that they
I understand this details.
So, as far as the poverty line is concerned, even in India it has crossed 50% of the population. In Pakistan it's probably even worse. What I am saying is that this argument that democracy needs time, I have never been able to comprehend the logic of it.
If you look at Germany, how will you?
For the simple reason that a democracy doesn't need time. What democracy needs is to bring about change from day one. Take the case of Pakistan. The democracy, the brand of democracy that we had under General Musharraf has been completely rejected by the present Democrats.
Yes.
All right. Now, when they came into power, there was a strong suggestion by all quarters in Pakistan, the top economists in Pakistan suggested that what we have to immediately start implementing is a long process of austerity. Correct? Did the democratic regime in Pakistan do one bit of it? You see, claiming that democracy needs 5 years and 10 years and 20 years to deliver, it's a hoax. Democracy can start delivering from day one, right, if it is actually a group of people who are concerned about resolving the problems of the people.
May I intervene, sir?
Yes.
Because you see, you cannot compare Pakistan democracy or Bangladesh democracy to Indian democracy, and maybe these social indexes, these statistics will go against India, but one single fact that India invested its money for education, into education, and that has contributed to the civilization by producing researchers.
Right.
But our James Bonds like Ziaul Haq, Ziaur Rahman, they have taken away all the money into their pocket, and
Correct.
education sector had been kind of marginalized.
Even in India there is a problem now because there was a gentleman by the name of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad.
Yes, great.
Correct? The gentleman who had the distinction of remaining the president of the Congress from 1940 to 1946, and even in 46 he left the presidency of his own accord. The party didn't ask him to. And then he got Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru elected, which he regretted later on. Do you know why India has progressed, whatever progress it has made so far in terms of education? It owes itself primarily to the gentleman called Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, who remained the Minister of Education for 25 years when the Congress was in power. You see, that the kind of leadership do you find in the Congress party now? Have you seen a duplicate of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad?
You never get another Michelangelo.
You can get something better.
Yes, of course, you can dream of.
And what did we end up with?
Let's not talk about that, but it had been a very pleasant discussion.
Let me finish by saying that Plato has written the great book called Republic, The Republic. What does he say? He says democracy is a system wherein the best brains, the best professionals in a society should become the parliamentarians. And what does he call them? He doesn't call them parliamentarians. He says the guardians.
Or the servants.
The guardians. So, if you have people who don't even have educational qualifications or fake qualifications, if you put them in the parliament and you expect that they will behave like guardians, then you are deluding yourself, nobody else.
But so far we have dissected our reality, but sir, you are our lighthouse, so you must offer us some sort of great expectations or aspirations or dreams.
I think democracy is going to succeed everywhere, provided we take the trouble of actually reading what Plato had said and try to remodel democracy along those lines. actually insist on the best professionals, the best educationists, the best thinkers, the best social scientists in the society. Only they be allowed to contest for the elections, and then you will have a parliament which will really consist of people who could be called the guardians. Once you have that in place, democracy will succeed.
Thank you very much for offering us your precious time. Dear friends, that was Sir A.B. Shahid, and it was just the beginning of a chess. We'll keep on playing chess with him and try to learn as much as possible. Until then, ciao.